What did it take for me finally to break free to a life of freedom and fulfillment? Find out on today's episode of the Freedom Club Podcast.
Welcome to the Freedom Club Podcast, where we discover the fight for freedom, fulfillment, passion, and purpose. Your host is Kurt Mercadante, Gallup certified strengths coach, an agency founder who is dedicated to coaching individuals seeking to level up their life and their businesses. The Freedom Club is about unlocking your talents, turning them into strengths, and crushing your objectives. You can learn more at kurtmercadante.com. Welcome to the Freedom Club.
And this is the Freedom Club Podcast. Welcome. I am your host, Kurt Mercadante. As I record this, I'm sitting in an apartment building that I'm told was first built in the 15th or 16th century in the heart of Florence, Italy. That's right. My family and I are still in the midst of our 5-week European vacation. And this vacation was brought to you by a life of freedom and fulfillment, and above all, an abundance mindset. And last week I did a video about having an abundance mindset. It's linked to how we planned and made this vacation happen. And someone sent me a question on LinkedIn and asked, what did it finally take for you to break free to a life of freedom and fulfillment? And it wasn't this aha moment, this spark. It was actually years of delaying it. Right? Because often we create this false facade in our minds that we have to, especially dads, right? We have to be rational. We have to be responsible. And that to be a good parent, to be a good husband means to focus on having that certain dollar amount saved in your savings account. And like I said, that's a false facade. It's total bullshit. Being a good dad means being a good dad. Being a good husband means being a good husband. And now I realize that, and I'm checking all of the boxes. Financial security, but also being there for my family. Here, we have 4 people in a small apartment in Florence, Italy. You know how much I learn about our family and how much they learn about me? You know how close we are becoming? That is truly being a parent, truly being a husband. Do we still have our challenges? Absolutely. But now I'm present. Am I dealing with the financial responsibilities? Absolutely, 100%. But I will tell you right now, if that's all you focus on, you're focusing in the wrong area, because money is 100% renewable. Time is not. My dad, his entire life, always wanted to visit Italy. He didn't do it until his 60s. And I know he regretted it. Time is not renewable, but money is renewable. And so that moment for me to break free to a life of freedom and fulfillment, I kept putting it off until that pain, that just overwhelming frustration became so great. And I'll tell you what happened. It was a week. I had taken the week off, and I put that in quotes, because I had a client who kept pushing, who kept emailing, who kept wanting me to jump on calls. Can you call? Here's a request. Here's another request. It was supposed to be my week off. And I thought the following week I was supposed to fly up to meet with that client in a meeting where the previous year the meeting started off for 45 minutes where we both scolded like children. And I thought of that meeting. I thought of this week off where my client kept pushing me. And you know what I said? If my plane goes down coming to or from that meeting, I don't want to go out like that. It's not worth it anymore. I'm not present on my weeks off or my days off or my weekends with my family. I've had enough. And that's when I decided I was going to make a wholesale change. That's when I decided that a life of freedom and fulfillment was going to take more than just a few tweaks around the edges. I was going to have to fully redefine, fully realize a new possibility in my life. And that's when I did it. And I had a 3-year plan to become a coach. It became a 4-week plan. I did it. I was done letting fear get in the way. I was done letting that false facade of being rational and responsible get in the way. Am I rational and responsible now? Yes, absolutely, 100%. I put together a plan for every big, audacious objective that I go to tackle, but I no longer let fear get in the way. I no longer let that feeling, that thought, actually it's not really a feeling, it's more of a thought. My brain gets in the way and tells me, well, don't do that. That's going to cost too much money. Am I irresponsible with how I spend? No, I'm more responsible than ever, because now we are spending our money on those things that are absolutely essential to achieving our outcomes, rather than building a prison based on a lifestyle of the non-essential, of the bullshit. So that's the answer about what it took for me to finally break free to that life of freedom and fulfillment. And now my mission in life is to help others do it, to help them with a shorter path. If they've been delaying it for years, or if they're on the cusp of delaying it for years, I try to get them to get past that scarcity mindset, to adopt an abundance mindset. Listen, folks, it is your life. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. And if you're someone who feels that your life is only being pushed by external forces, then you have a scarcity mindset. You're letting fear get in the way. You're letting yourself get in the way, and you have to break free. So if that sounds like you, if you need help getting out of your own way, if you need help realizing a new possible in your life, please send me a message today, because my mission in life is to help you. Listen, I thank you so much for listening to the Freedom Club podcast. If you like what you hear on a regular basis, if you like what you've heard today, please share this podcast with your friends, family, and colleagues, anyone you think would benefit from our message of freedom and fulfillment. Stop by wherever you're listening to this podcast and give us a positive rating and review. Those ratings and reviews are like currency to us. This is the Freedom Club podcast. I'm your host, Kurt Mercadante. I'll talk to you soon.